Halo 3 PC is finally upon us. The day I imagine we all dreamt of a year and 4 months ago when it was officially announced that the Master Chief Collection was coming to Steam. After incredible amounts of hype, excitement, and some disappointment, we have finally made it to the PC launch of the undisputed most popular Halo game in the franchise. Whether or not you're okay with your BR bullets sometimes disappearing into slip space and sometimes even hitting a stray target, you can't deny the popularity and nostalgia that surrounds Halo 3. But with the Halo PC population struggling to stay afloat, and a couple less than optimal game launches, is Halo 3 PC living up to the hype? Well, let's jump into it. Halo 3 PC launched this past week, and I personally have been having tons of fun and laughs with my Halo friends, old and new, followed by the depressing realization that it isn't 2007 anymore. While putting in that 40-hour work week during the day, I've been putting in another 40 plus hours of trabajo on the sticks the past 5 days, grinding out the 3 ranked playlists and reaffirming the fact that even 13 years later, the most important thing in my life is a little number next to my gamer tag. And yes, you did hear me correctly. There are 3 ranked playlists with the launch of Halo 3. The first game to launch with more than just a ranked hardcore playlist for their respective launch game, unless you want to count Halo Reach Invasion. Halo 3 launched with Ranked Team Slayer, which is and always will be Halo's most popular ranked playlist, alongside Team Doubles and the more niche Team Hardcore. I think this is the perfect trio of ranked playlists, with the sweaty losers like myself getting their hardcore playlist, the general population getting Team Slayer, and then you get Team Doubles for smaller-sided, slower-paced gameplay. In a perfect world, we'd also get snipers and SWAT, but maybe 343 wanted to test the waters of the player population first. At least the social match mixer makes it really easy to find games in those game types, but I'm sure it leaves players that prefer those game types feeling like they're missing out on the ranked grind. I also heard through the grapevine that Halo 3 launched with working theater and Forge, although I haven't looked for or tried them personally. Along with Halo 3 came some added challenges that you constantly see popping up on your screen, which gives you something to strive for and can even grant you some sort of pride and accomplishment when playing social games with your friends. All in all, Halo 3 is by far the most content-rich launch of Halo MCC PC games. Not that it really had a high bar to get over, but I cannot deny it nonetheless. So taking this all into account, and going back to a question I posed in a previous video, is Halo 3 going to save MCC PC from the depths of irrelevancy? Well, probably not, but that's okay. Halo the Master Chief Collection currently sits at number 39 on Steam charts for player population, with a peak of 54,000 players since Halo 3's launch. I would personally argue that this is far from an irrelevant game, but I would also argue that this is far from what Halo fans were hoping for when Halo was announced for Steam all those months ago. Halo PC is still far from the all-time high player peak we saw at the initial launch of Halo Reach, and it seems that not even the pinnacle of Halo's popularity can bring back the initial excitement and enthusiasm we saw towards Halo PC. As I've mentioned in previous videos, the hope in the Halo community was that MCC PC was going to bring Halo to not only old Halo fans that moved on to the PC master race, but also bring the franchise to new player populations that never experienced Halo before. PC gaming is by far the biggest platform, and Halo fans were hoping this was the chance for Halo to compete with the most popular games in the world. But in my experience, the people playing Halo PC are the same kids I constantly ran into on Xbox. Instead of really bringing on a new player base, we just moved the bulk of players to a new platform, trying to follow the hype of Halo on PC. You could argue that this is just because people don't really want to play 10 or 20-year-old games for more than a few hours to relive their childhood, or that poorly launched titles and developer mismanagement killed the potential success of Halo PC. But either way, it doesn't change where we're at. Regardless, MCC PC is far from a dead game as it currently stands. I mean, hell, there was a time where I couldn't find matches. Now I don't even have time to piss in between games. And I think it at least brought some notoriety to Halo PC, as we patiently wait for the launch of Halo Infinite later this year. That's all it is right now, a Halo Infinite waiting room. Something to do as we patiently wait for some Halo Infinite gameplay, a release date, a beta date. I'll even take a screenshot at this point. Jesus. Halo 3 PC is helping me pass time until we finally get a proper Halo Infinite reveal this Thursday, July 23rd. 6 days. 5 days. 4 days. For the love of Cortana, the suspense is killing me. I'm going to splooge in my pants. Maybe it is 2007 again. But back to Halo 3 PC for a moment. I'm sure there are some bugs that I haven't mentioned or haven't experienced. I know 343 mentioned the shoddy hit detection compared to original Halo 3 due to the fact that the Master Chief Collection version of the game has a higher tick rate. Their words, not mine. At this point, it's just something I've accepted. As you know, that's just Halo 3 Online. Although I think that I'm just numb to bullets disappearing into slipspace after 6 years of playing the Master Chief Collection over actual Halo 3 on Xbox 360. I've gone over countless times in multiple videos how hit detection in MCC is objectively worse than the original Halo 3. It is not exclusive to the PC version of the game. At this point, I've accepted that it's not perfect, nor will it ever be. It's just something you have to deal with if you want to play a populated version of Halo 3 in 2020. All in all, Halo 3 is objectively the best launch for MCC PC to date. It has had the most content, the least bugs, and seems to have a decent amount of people willing to hop back into Halo PC. There are problems with the game, of course, but it ain't 2007 anymore. The world has changed. Your life sucks a little more, and we all just need something to play until the launch of Halo Infinite, hopefully later this year. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you in our next video. Later.